Hello and welcome to part two of my original part two, the IL-2. Like I said before, I did the Airfix kit, but I did the wrong paint scheme, so I picked up another kit to do the correct paint scheme for Kursk. For this kit, instead of doing another Airfix, I decided to go the easy route and get the Hobby Boss easy assembly kits. I mentioned these before in other videos. I mean, they're quick, good, easy kits, easy to build, pretty good details and so forth. So that's what I'm gonna do for this one. All right. So I'm just gonna show you the box. So here's the cover. Picture of the plane. On the side, you got some information. Picture of the plane. You got a couple more pictures of the finished model. And just open it up. I'm just gonna do a really quick unboxing for this. Alright, so typical Hobby Boss, you get a little fly here announcing their new items. This is from February 3rd, 2013, last year, including the kit in question here, the L. And an old tiger hair. Right. Here you have your instructions for the easy kit. I mean, very easy. It's nice in color. The picture of the actual finished model. Some information guide here. And then the actual instructions is just that. Pretty simple. You got your sprue map here, and then you got your instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5, 6, 7. You know, you want to call it 7 steps. They're not even numbered. I mean, there's so few of them, but it's pretty quick. And then on the back side, you have your painting guide with color cutouts and so forth. Okay, so this is pretty typical of these kits. Now, also pretty typical of Hobby Boss is the way they come packaged. So here you have the fuselage. Comes in its own sealed bag. You got the tail here. It's all nicely padded to protect it. Now, I haven't even opened these up yet. My X-Acto knife. Show you. So here's the fuselage. You can see the details in there. And here is the tail all nicely wrapped up to protect it. Let's cut this tape off here. Okay. And there you go. Now what that was protecting was that little thing that's on top of there. So it doesn't get broken off in shipping. Which all manufacturers took that care in their kits. Alright. So what else we got in the bag? We have your clear parts again. Own sealed bag and padded. Nicely protected. Just open this up. And there you got your canopy. Now this is a one-piece canopy. But the details, I think, if you take a look there, is pretty darn good for these little kits. I'm just going to try and put this back in here. Keep it protected. Alright, what else we got? Alright, another sprue, again. Nicely bagged, sealed, there's a little bag. Again, more foam here for protection. Let's see what's in there. So here you got, these are the wheel wells, and protected underneath the foam you have the propeller and the landing gear. Now this comes with the doors molded open. I am going to most likely do this in flight, so I'm going to have to cut those off and then close them up. No big deal. Alright, another sprue here. Again, individually wrapped, sealed, and foam padding to protect the parts. Alright, so you get your foam padding, and slide that off. Again, that's protecting all these nice little small pieces here. I believe that's the control stick or yoke. And over here on the other end, that is protecting the cannons here, propeller. There's your cockpit floor, I believe. Alright, and the last major part is the bottom half of the fuselage. Again, individually wrapped, sealed, protected. You know, can't complain about their packaging whatsoever. I know some of the kits may not be the most accurate, but by and large, they are pretty good. Okay, so here's your fuselage again. Tail is protected under foam here. It's all taped up, and just carefully cut that open. So I do find these Hobby Boss kits, the ones I build, pretty good pleasure to work with. I mean, they come so well packed. You don't pretty much have to worry about any parts getting scratched, dented, broken, bent in transit. There. So this is actually the first time I'm opening up this box. I haven't looked at these pieces yet. There you go. Another tie. Yeah. Cardboard. There you go. Alright, so you can see the wings in the bottom half and the horizontal stabilizers are all molded into one piece, so you don't worry too much about too many seams. Just put on the body, which I'm not going to do because I don't want this to get stuck until I finish putting the insides, but it's a pretty, easy fit. One of the reasons why I picked up this kit, because I knew the quality was going to be good. It was going to be a pretty quick assembly, little filler needed, as opposed to the old Airfix kit. Let me show you all the details there. And under the wing. And the tail. Here's it. It's a pretty good kit. And lastly, the decals. Again, foam bag, sealed. You don't worry too much about them. Let's open her up. Alright, so here's your decals, and you got the protective paper. I'm not going to take that off right now, but just to show you some parts of the decals there. Now, in my experience, these Hobby Boss decals make easy assembly kits. I mean, they lay down pretty well. Even though they might seem thick on the paper, they did lay down well on the model itself. And the last decal here is, let's see, what is this? Let's see, this one I'm going to have to open. I can't tell what it is. Oh, it's a little bird there. One of the decals, I guess, for the commemorative scheme. Probably not going to use that because I don't think that was part of Kursk. Alright, so there you go. So there's this kit, and next I'll do the assembly of this, which again should go pretty quick. Most of the time it's going to be probably just spent on the painting, masking, painting. Alright, so I'll be back with the assembly. Thank you. Alright, so here is the cockpit. So these are all the pieces here, all together here in the cockpit. You got the rear gunner, the rear gun. You got the seat, you got the armor plating, you got the yoke in there. You also have the ductwork here for the front there. So, yeah, once it's glued in, this little slot you see here, this is a notch here. I mean, this goes really easily in here. Just slides in here. Be careful with the gun, just like that, and there you go. Just glue it in. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do a little bit of a dry brushing under here. So maybe really once you put the canopy on, you're not really gonna see much detail in here. And the kit doesn't come with any pilots, so I'm gonna find some spares in the box, paint them up, and drop them in here. All right, so I'll be back in a few. Okay, so here I am with a furlong. So I have most everything put together except things that are hanging from the bottom, rockets, the guns, and so forth. I'll add those on later. Since the kit only comes with the wheels down, what I did, I had to modify down here. Let's take a look. So just using an X-Acto knife, I scored the flaps till then I was able just to snap them off. Then a little bit of sanding and fitting, back and forth for sanding and fitting, and to make them fit. The insides of these, I fill them up with a putty to lend some support to the wheel and to the gear doors. So right now I have them gluing in. As soon as they finish gluing, we'll go back, do some sanding, do some puttying, and get this to look a little bit neater. Right now it's a little rough since the pieces really were not designed to be closed, but that was pretty good. Otherwise, the other pieces, like down here. There you go, opening there for free will. There is a gap here in the wing loop. You can see that pretty clearly there. So I'm just going to tape it off left and right, and then just fill it in a little bit there. That should be no problem. Also on the other side, just a slight gap there. Instead of painting the cockpit before assembly, I decided just to do all the painting at once. So my goal first is to fill up these seams, clean up the wheel wells here, and then attach the bottom rockets and whatnot, bottom guns. Then I'm gonna prime, paint everything, and move on with the build. And the canopy, I'm gonna mask and paint that separately, and then attach that last. And also find some spare pilots to paint and pop in there. Alright, so I'll be back in a few seconds. Thanks. Hello. Alright, so I have the IL-2 here all primed up. I did in black. You can see they did a pretty good job of hiding. I don't think you can see any of the seams there. See, the wing loop that used to be there. Same thing with seams that were here along here. So pretty well hidden. And there I have my wheel wells that I had to close up. It's not perfect, but I think once I paint it and weather it, it'll hide any little defects that I have there. So next up is painting. So I got my Vallejo paints already, and since this is a softer camo pattern versus the first IL that I did, I'm going to probably just try and freehand it the pattern on top as opposed to masking it. So we'll see how well that goes. If it doesn't go well, I can just always just paint over it and start again. Alright, I'll be back. Hello, welcome back. Alright, so as befitting a easy assembly kit, it's done. Went pretty quickly afterwards, putting the camouflage. I want the simpler pattern you see on the box, which is just a two-tone earth and the earth brown and green. Apply the decals, they went nice and smoothly, no problem. Masked and painted the canopy. That was probably the hardest part of the whole build, just manually applying the Tamiya tape and cutting out the little windows and then painting it, and assembled. Like I said, did the wheels up. Here you see. See, I can show you a close-up here of how the decals came. There you go. I think you can see it. You see that even though they looked a little thick on the decal paper sheet, they went down pretty well with just some basic microsol. Let's see the here how well that did. And then you got your canopy. I got a couple of spare pilots that I put in there. I don't know where you can see them. I mean, the nature of this canopy, they're kind of hard to see, but there is a pilot and a gunner there. You can see that. Overall, nice little kit. Like I said, these Hobby Boss easy assembly kits are pretty nice, pretty quick build. Definitely an easy weekend build. One day you build them, prime them, let it dry overnight. Next day you paint them, give it the coat of clear, and next day or later on that day, just apply your decals and do the final assembly, and you're done. Which basically what this was done in a few days. So there you go. So that's the last of my kits for the Kursk group build. Next step for me is putting these in some type of setting, and I will show that to you guys probably in a week or two. Right now, believe it or not, even though it's summer, I'm kind of busy with work, so obviously that takes up some of my time, as well as your usual life events, life happenings. Alright, I hope everyone's having fun, enjoying your builds, and enjoying your summer, and all else in life. Alright, thank you for watching.